Welcome to my channel Whisk and Mix. Today I'm going to make a very traditional Indian snack called Vada Pav, which comes from the western region of India. Vada, which is a kind of potato pakora, and pav is basically a soft bread roll. So let's start by making the pav. For the pav we need milk 250 ml, sugar 2 teaspoons, yeast 7 grams, plain flour 450 grams, salt half a teaspoon, butter 30 grams. So the first step is to warm up the milk. So I warmed up the milk. Take 2 teaspoons of sugar, 7 grams of yeast. Mix this all together. Give it a good stir. Once you give it a good stir, leave it on the side for 5 minutes so that the yeast activates. So let's start by sieving the flour along with salt. So after 5 minutes, as you can see, the yeast has activated and it has risen up. Now we're going to add this to our flour. Start by making a well in the middle and add your yeast along with the milk. So while kneading the dough, if you feel that the dough is not very soft, you can add up to 60 ml of warm milk to soften the dough. So I'm going to add another 60 ml of warm milk to the dough to make sure it turns into a nice soft pliable dough. So once your milk has been incorporated, add in the butter. Make sure it is nice soft butter. So as you can see, it's all come together after almost 15 minutes of kneading. Once you feel it's nice and soft, you can then take it in your hand and just fold it all or start tucking it in. As I'm doing it, I'm just trying to tuck my dough in and trying and creating that nice clean sheet on top. Once you've done that, you just put it back in the bowl, cover it with cling film and leave it to rest in a warm place. This should double up in size in approximately an hour's time. While the dough is brewing, we start with the vadas. For the vadas, there are 2 different preparations. One being the potato mix and second being the batter. For the potato mix, we need 500 grams of boiled potatoes, roughly around 4 medium-sized potatoes, 20 grams of ginger, 4 cloves of garlic, 3 chilies. For the tempering, we need a teaspoon of mustard seeds, 6 to 7 curry leaves, half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hing, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of sugar and salt to taste. A bit of coriander would add in more flavor. Let's make the ginger, garlic and chili paste. We're going to add this all into the mortar and pestle. So the reason we do it over here is to get more flavor rather than doing it in the mixer. For tempering hot oil curry leaves, add in the hing and the mustard seeds. When the mustard seeds start splattering, you add in the ginger, garlic and chili paste which you made. Give it a minute or two so that the ginger and garlic and the chili cooks and oozes out all its flavors in the hot oil. Then add in your turmeric, sugar and salt. Give it a good mix and let it cook again for another minute or two so that the rawness of the turmeric goes away. Now add in your boiled potatoes and give it a good mix. You can also start smashing the potatoes. You can give it a good mix by tossing it over. So make sure you smash it all up and mix it all together. As you can see, I've done it. So once this is done, add in your chopped coriander. Mix it all up again. And leave it on the side. So for the batter, I have taken 125 grams of gram flour or besan, a heaped teaspoon of chili powder, a heaped teaspoon of turmeric powder, salt to taste, and a teaspoon of ajwain or caraway seeds. And I've taken 500 ml of water to start with, but I'm going to add only as much as I require. We'll add everything in and slowly and gradually you start adding the water and keep mixing it. Mix it till the batter is smooth and there are no lumps. And make sure when you lift the whisk up, it forms into a string. And leave it to rest for around 10 minutes. Now as you can see, our dough has risen and is doubled in size. Let's take it out on a table. Give it a little mix. Flatten it out a bit and divide them in equal portions. So you start by tugging it in from the bottom Here, put it on the table and just roll it. Make sure you have a pyramid shape of a hand and just roll it between your palm and the table. Once you've rolled all of them, lay them in a greased tray. You can grease the tray with either oil or butter and give just enough distance between them for them to rise and proof. They should actually come together when they're proven. So as you can see, they're nicely arranged in the tray. Just give them enough gap between them so that when they proof, they come and stick together, and that's what ladi means. Ladi actually means a tile, so you can have a whole tile of bread. Yeah. Coating them with milk will give them a nice color towards the end baking. Now leave them to rest or proof for another 15 to 20 minutes. So while we wait for the second proof, we shall start working on the potato mix. So I've just oiled my hands to make sure that the potato mix don't stick to my hand. So we start taking the potato balls and start making small dumplings out of them. While I do this, if you still not subscribe to my channel, please do, as I've got many more such videos coming your way. So there we go, all the dumplings are ready and I've given them nice round shape, you can see. So as you can see, now they are well proofed, yeah, and they're sticking to each other. We're going to take it off and get your oven ready at 180 degrees, and we're going to put this in the oven for around 20 to 25 minutes. So now we're going to deep fry the vadas. For deep frying the vadas, we've taken a deep bottom pan and we filled it up with oil. Once the oil reaches at around 175 degrees temperature, you take a spoonful of oil and pour it into your batter. The reason we do this is to make the batter a bit more fluffier and crispy. Mix it well. So now you take a dumpling, you roll it into the batter and then you put it in the hot oil. Keep moving them after a couple of seconds that you put them in the oil, and fry them till they are nice light golden in color. So as you can see, they have turned into nice golden color. It's time to take them off from the oil. Make sure you drain out all the excess oil and put them on a paper so it absorbs all the extra oil from the vadas. So I've taken them out after 20 minutes. As you can see, they're nice golden brown in color. I would just take a little butter and just rub it over to give that little shine to them. Once you're done with the butter, I would just cover them with a wet napkin and leave it for around 20 minutes. This will help them to get soft. So after 20 minutes of covering them with a wet napkin, you can see they are nice and soft now. I'll just show you. So we take the pav. There you can see they're nice and soft. You can see they're springing back when I press it. They're nice little soft lollipops. So now I've taken the bread and sliced it open like this. You can see such a beautiful bake because it got nice pores all over evenly. So it's such a beautiful base. Once you cut it open, traditionally we make a garlic and chili powder chutney. You can choose your choice of chutney, whichever you fancy, and then just we traditionally just sprinkle it over the pav, and then put this vada in between, and then give it a little small press so it does not come out, and then just take it up in a tray like this. And there you go, vada pav is ready. Hope you liked the recipe today. I'm going to dedicate the pav recipe to my teacher, Mrs. Salma John, who inspired me to be a good baker. If you did like this recipe today, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.